Welcome to the University of Texas at Austin, Moody College of Communication for a CNN and Variety Town Hall with myself, Matthew McConaughey, and my buddy here, Timothy Chalamet.
Sweet, thank you. Come on.
Tonight, we're going to be talking for the next hour about our careers, as well as taking questions from students here at my alma mater, where I also currently teach a film class called Script to Screen. Timothy, as you all may know, is starring in a little movie called Marty Supreme. Yeah.
Yeah, my dog right there, my dog.
For which he also happens to be nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actor. Hey.
Yeah, come on.
Come on. So,
you know a little something about that.
Little something, thankfully. Yeah, we're going to get to Marty Supreme in a second. But before we do, let's talk about the film where Timothy and I first met, where I play his dad. It is called Interstellar. Let's check out a clip.
Trouble safe,
You look after our place for me, all right? All right?
Hey, can I use your truck while you're gone?
I mean, your truck. I'll make sure they bring it back. There we go.
Oh, man.
Where we met, bud.
What an incredible film, man. That remains my favorite project I've ever been in.
Wow.
I think it's your most fantastic role. I know you were coming off of Dallas Buyers Club, but that movie to me is really like the origin point, you know, and seeing how you carried yourself on set, how seriously you took the work, how seriously Christopher Nolan took the work. I feel like it gave me license. I feel like coming out of high school, it's hard to take yourself super seriously. It can feel like you're wasting time or stuck up or something. And I remember you had a yoga mat on set in between takes. You'd be working out and you were sleeping on set.
Yeah.
And it was all very strange to me. And but it was super inspiring, you know, and I just can't thank you enough for being warm to me at that time. And when you had no reason to be warm to me, and Christopher as well. And it just changed my life, man. I mean,
You're pretty easy to be warm to, and thank you for that, man. You're pretty easy to be warm to. How old were you then?
I was 17.
17 years old. So I want you to catch me up, because I remember, and tell me if I'm remembering this correct, that you had sort of what I felt like was a feverish curiosity. And I believe were you in some sort of limbo? You were choosing, were you in New York and it was something about music and somebody was putting pressure about maybe go this way and you wanted to go this way?
Man, absolutely. I can't believe you even remember that. And I feel like I would have picked your brain about that, which was I was getting pulled between going to college, which is what my parents wanted for me, especially my mom, or pursuing acting right away. But no person in their right mind tells a young person, hey, drop out of school and go pursue acting, you know? And yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you guys should drop out of school. But no, and I remember you were really just open to all those possibilities, you know, and I was in limbo. It gave me the fuel I needed to keep going, you know?
Well, it was clear then, I didn't know what you were that we'd be sitting here now, this many years later, talking about your career to this point. Yeah. But it was clear to me then that, whatever this young man does latch onto, he will catch it. So congratulations.
Man, thank you, Matthew. And I got to say, you know, my last day on Interstellar, I was very moved. I was sad to be leaving, you know. And I went in my trailer, and I went in the bathroom, and there was a huge turd in my toilet. And I was like, I felt so disrespected, because I thought, oh man, I know I'm not the star in this movie, but like, who's coming? So I went around to all the huge grips. We were in the suburbs of Canada, these big guys. I said, hey, did one of you guys, you know, let it loose in my trailer? And they said no. And I went up to Nolan on set too. I said, someone took it down my trailer. And he kind of pointed to Matthew, and I looked at Matthew. He had this devilish grin on his face, like, right now, man. And I said, why'd you do that, man? He said, in Texas, it's coming of age, baby. He's like, you know.
Souvenir.
A little souvenir. That's a true story, though. That's a true story. I remember coming to set on Interstellar and you saying to me, how does that tractor work over there? I didn't have the answer. Do you remember this?
No.
Okay, I came to set, and I think maybe you could see I was kind of aimless but motivated. And you said, how does that tractor work over there? And I had no clue. And you said, you should know, you know, if you were on this farm, you would know. I thought you were half joking, so I think I kind of cracked a laugh. And you said, no, you should really know. I went home that night to the hotel I was staying, and I printed a bunch of research. I came, I knocked on your trailer door. I was proud to show it, you know. No, and that stuff that means a lot, man. As an actor, all you risk is looking foolish because it's a tremendously foolish job. If you can embrace that, and then you throw that out the window, nothing can stop you. You know, then you're
Yeah.
on a powerful light source, man.
You're not, if you're being right too often, you're not taking enough risk. Don't be afraid of that, the foolishness, or don't be afraid of going, man, I have no idea. Should I know about that?
Right.
Oh, didn't know I should know about that. People that will give you that advice maybe or go, yeah, you should. They're so happy to. They will be.
I always said that beware of the people in life that get more out of the advice they give you than you get out of the advice they're giving you.
Yeah.
Point being, people like they not only are they thrilled to give you advice, they're thrilled by the act of giving you advice. I'm not talking about what I've gone through recently, but I do remember at 18, 19, 20 as someone that, and all of a sudden you can't even listen to what they're saying anymore because you feel like they're flexing on you so hard or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, you never did that to me though, which
No.
I'm grateful for,
Oh,
man.
nah.
So let's talk about this scene in Interstellar. This is probably my favorite quote-unquote acting scene in the movie. This is Interstellar with Matthew S. Cooper seeing clips from his children.
Messages span 23 years.
Play it from the beginning.
Hey, Dad. Checking in, saying hi. Finished second in school. It's currently still giving me C, so pulled me down, but you know, second's not bad. Grandpa attended the ceremony. Oh, I met another girl, Dad. I really think this is the one. Her name's Lois. It's her right there. Murphy stole Grandpa's car. She crashed it. She's okay though.
Yeah.
Man,
You know
wow.
what? I remember that. All that. I was so happy and joyful to hear what my kids were up to. And the ironic thing is that you couldn't be there. And I think most of the time for me, if I ever am getting emotional, it comes from a joy of something. And then I was so happy to see you talk, my son talk, to share something, and then realize, oh my gosh, I wasn't there for it. And what if that was the case? If you couldn't be there?
You just unlocked that scene for me, man. Because I think the joyousness is what throws it off in a good way. Because it's not just a guy who's having a meltdown. I mean, it's what you just said. You know, there's a joy in seeing, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and seeing your kids' faces again.
Yeah, and hearing their stories, that was that was fun and special.
I got this theory too. I know we got to go on another subject. I got a theory too that I said this to Nolan the other day when I saw him. He said, "You're being very polite." But he's like, "I know what you're trying to say," which is it was like a frostier reception. It was still an amazing reception. And the movie
But the
did very well
10-year
financially.
anniversary,
Yeah,
and for a lot of y'all,
Yeah.
was the introduction.
Yeah, and have you felt the film grow? and
100%.
Oh yeah.
It's probably right now, it is right now, the movie that I most get approached about,
Wow.
for sure. And the common thing is, I've seen it 4 times, or I've seen it 12 times, or I've seen it 20 times.
I've
The
maybe
minimum number I've
legitimately
heard
seen-
anyone say they've seen it is 4.
I've legitimately maybe seen it 22 times or something. I saw it 12 times in theaters when it came out.
His girlfriend set him up a screening of Interstellar for his birthday.
This is true, man. This is true. For my last birthday. And I was grumpy on the way there because I didn't know where she was taking me. I thought, it's my birthday. Why are we driving 30 minutes outside of LA? I got to the theater. It was Interstellar and IMAX. I said, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was so grumpy on the drive. But I'm not going to bring that up, man. But listen, man, I love that movie, man. And I just hope, I don't know, I'm seeing so many young faces here. I hope it resonates for you guys too, because I just love that movie, man. And I'm the only person that gets sad every time Casey Affleck comes on screen, because that's when I'm out the movie.
Yeah.
But I got a good friend named Ryan. He's a Texas boy. He says, Interstellar falls off at minute 37.
Hey, let's take an audience question.
All right.
Yeah, sir.
Hi, my name's Ethan Xavier, and I'm a sophomore here at UT Austin studying radio, television, and film. And my question is for you, Timothy.
Cool.
What instinct do you trust most when choosing a role, and when has listening to that instinct surprised or scared you?
The instinct is to work with great directors first and foremost, because I feel like you learn very quickly if you're trying to do a great performance, but you don't have somebody wrangling it in a good way. I'm sure you've had this experience too. You know, it doesn't come to fruition. I would say the riskiest thing was Wonka, where I followed my instinct to do that, and now you're getting you're getting ethered. No, I'm kidding. No, but for Wonka, because I felt like it was an untraditional career step in that I had done serious movies already, and I think people sort of, like, even when the trailer came out, on its face took it as like a family movie or something. But that director, Paul King, if anyone here has seen Paddington or Paddington 2, which those are like tremendous movies to me. And to this day, on the Interstellar point, I feel like that movie didn't get its fair shake.
Wonka.
Yeah, even though it was financially successful, which sounds like a flex, and probably is. But no, but it felt like there were codes of coolness and culture that and I honestly thought it was kind of punk rock to do something that wasn't, so cool, about, drugs or something. But I don't think people really took it that way. But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I got some, got some free chocolate out of it. So.